Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Learning to Talk, episode 3. Today, we're talking about the concept of, I was going to say kindness, that was the last episode. Today, we're going to be talking about friendship. Bit of an extension off the last episode, but not quite kindness. Firstly, we should probably be setting a goal for today. I'd say let's get out of the snow. It's a bit daunting being here for so long, and I'd like to have actual lush land. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by talking about friendship? I want to talk about what makes someone your friend. What is the boundary of a friendship? And this is something I've once again derived from a conversation of a Discord I'm in. Oh, wow, that is horrid to look at. I love powdered snow. And the conversation was about, well, what is your boundary for friendship? What changes about a relationship that makes you consider this person your friend? And to me, firstly, I'd want to define, well, what do I consider a friend? And whenever I meet a person for the first time, my immediate course of action is to sort of create a profile on this person. And perhaps this is going to sound incredibly edgy, but I am a very calculative person when I talk to people. I meet someone for the first time and I kind of try to create a vision in my mind of who is this person? What makes them them? And based off of that and all the assumptions I make while talking to this person, I kind of set a deadline on if this person is someone I will never want to be friends with, someone I want to keep as an acquaintance, or someone I do want to be friends with. And I think over the course of the years and my personal experiences with people, I've become far stricter with how I judge friendship. As although this is a bit of an extreme to the definition of friendship, when I think of friendship, I think of a two-way street. Of course, some friendships can be quite selfless. There's people that exist who will do something for someone with absolutely no expectation in return. But I think that is a very limited set of people. The journey was quite short. There is non-snow land over there, though it is still a taiga. Perhaps that was a few wasted minutes of my life just now. I had to attend to a few things, and then I had to fix the stuttering that was happening. So I've completely lost track of what I was talking about. I had to stop the recording and go back so I could remember where I stopped. This may be my most annoying video yet, as although you can't see it because I am constantly going to be cutting this section. I keep trying to start up my sentence again and then immediately pausing and going, what am I even trying to say? To me, friendship is very much a two-way street. When I do something for someone, I am not always going to be doing it with, nothing in return. I mean, in the immediate, I might say, hey, you don't have to pay me back for this. You can just accept my help on X thing. But ultimately, if I'm in a situation that is similar to the situation where I'm helping them out, I'd very much like it if they helped me out in that situation as well. And if it's something like, well, I asked them to, well, and if it's something where I helped them, but when I asked them to help me with it, they did not help me, I mean, that would probably make me reevaluate a few things. That would probably make me go, I don't think this person is my friend. I don't think I should consider them as such because although I asked for nothing in return, they weren't there for me. Friendship isn't just one way. And perhaps that is selfish, but that's just ultimately what I find friendship to be. As, you can consider them a friend, but if they aren't there for you when you need them, how can you trust them? How can you keep talking to them? What's the point of forming a connection to them where it's a connection that will ultimately hurt you and solely just serve them? Oh, we've got some nice loot in here. Take it. Ah, Minecraft inventory management. You want to keep something even if it's useless, but you don't know what to throw away. And as I said, I think I've become cynical because I've been on the receiving end of a friendship where they clearly did not see me the same way, and when I needed them, they weren't there for me, even when I was there for them. And ultimately, to me, it was, well, if you don't consider me, if you don't respect me in the same way I respected you, why keep talking to me? Why keep leading me on in that way? And I think as a result of that as well, I looked into the idea of messaging first. And I realized that in a lot of situations, I was always the one to message first. And of course, people use messaging services differently, but it is a bit daunting to message someone, try to start up a conversation with them because I genuinely want to talk to them, but then they either don't respond or they respond very limitedly. Or in some cases now, there's a friend. I considered him a best friend for years. And then I took the approach of, okay, I'm going to stop messaging first because I feel like I'm always the one trying to start things. What happens then? And now I've realized, well, we kind of just naturally separated over time. Now that I stopped messaging first, we never talk because he never reached out first. And so that's a case where I feel I was the only one that was kind of there to see it as a true friendship rather than it just be me giving. And maybe I'm getting a bit too personal with this topic. I should probably steer in a different direction. But I think because of that, I've, again, become very cynical with what I consider friendship. I feel like I'm having such a hard time talking about this because I know what I want to talk about, but I don't want to get too personal with it, and I hesitate to say things, or I keep losing track of what I'm talking about. It's definitely my hardest video yet to make, even though I thought it would actually be quite easy. And yet, despite me saying all of that, I think I'm still very dependent on what someone thinks of me when it comes to thinking of them as a friend. I'm still hesitant to call them my friend until they kind of declare it first. And again, I do think I should clarify, just because you're friends with someone on Discord, you're friends with them online. You don't have to fully consider them a friend just because you're friends with them on Discord. But whenever it comes to friends on Discord, I always almost never send a friend request first. I always let the other person send a friend request, which perhaps is hypocritical to the point I made about, it being a two-way street. Here I am expecting them to reach out first. That's not a two-way street, that's clearly one way. I guess to try and wrap things up, as for the last few minutes I've just been pacing around this village trying to think of what to say. I think the people that surround you also make up you. And if they are not people that you can see and fully go, I trust this person, or I can talk to this person and expect that they are reasonable and we both grow from each other, the people who you surround yourself with are ultimately going to influence who you are as a person and what happens with your life. And of course, that's a bit extreme. You have control over your own life. I think for now, going to end this off here. I think for the next episode we'll sail the 9 seas and find land to finally probably go mining in. I think that should be the next step, get some diamonds. But for now, that's going to be all, and I am going to hate editing this video.